to gaming stream number 15. I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose, and today we play in space. That means Kerbal Space Program. But I got inspired specifically by a story that I'm going to talk about before we begin the game, and the planes and all that sort of thing. But yeah, there's quite a few space stories in the news, and certainly I wish to share them with you. Today's episode, first of all, forgot. I'm so, down with playing the game, I forgot to show my gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today. We have Gone Fall in the chat. We have It's the Man with Two First Names. And I'm sure that somebody else will show up. I think Costanza is around, but it's still early. And, oops, my stream is sputtering here. Let's see what's going on. OBS looking good. Okay, weird. But, yes, I was going to say that I saw during my last stream the other day that It's the Man with Two First Names said that he appreciates the Kerbal content that I provide. Apparently, it's his favorite content. So today's show is dedicated to you, sir. And again, there's just a lot of things that I've been inspired on with stories and stuff that I want to share before we go into the game and all, because I think it's very cool. And, well, great minds think alike. And, well, you'll see that from at least some of these articles that I'll review. But let me just get back to this article here. Where did it go? Okay, you know what I'm going to have to do? Oh, by the way, I'm back on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, back on Twitter. And yeah, if you want to find me there, you can check me out at DDR20221. That's DDR20221. And I know that many of the hate watchers will be observing my account. They probably won't follow me, but they'll be watching and stuff. Yeah, the first story I wanted to discuss was video game character becomes real Kerbernaut. So I'll just quickly show you this story here, because it relates specifically to the game. So let me just go to OBS. We'll switch it off to, where'd that window go? There we go. All right, check this shit out, guys. This is fucking awesome. Shout out to Latino Heat in the chat. Yeah, so video game character becomes real Kerbalnaut on Boeing Starliner. Now, the Starliner launched several days ago. I think it was 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. And it's an alternative to SpaceX's crewed Dragon capsule, which is right now one of the few things that can get actually up to the International Space Station. So Boeing's finally launched theirs. Well, this is the second flight, I believe. They're testing a few of the systems. Yeah, OFT-2 mission, Orbital Flight Test 2. There was one prior, and that was, I believe, uncrewed. I could be wrong. But, yeah, so this is fucking awesome. This is, again, geniuses think alike. I play Kerbal Space Program. People make fun of it, but hey, astronauts follow this. I know, Latino Heat, but my computer probably won't be able to run it, to be quite honest. That thing looks like it's going to be very hefty on the graphics and processing power. And it's an interesting concept, colonizing new worlds and so forth, but I really do like simple orbital mechanics, trying to use gravity points to boost your orbit. I love the the basicness and simplicity of Kerbal Space Program. But so basically, the story on this goes is that it was used as a zero-G indicator. So what they do is NASA's, well, it started off with the Soviets, but NASA has been doing it for quite some time as well. You attach something like this that's unstrapped to a chair, and as soon as it starts to float in microgravity, as soon as the craft has left the influence of Earth's gravity, this thing will start to float in what's called microgravity. Because although you're still, you feel weightless, you're still under the influence of Earth's gravity. So it's called microgravity. And so they brought this guy along, but this little plush toy. But they did not announce it actually until after this Starliner docked successfully with the station. And then apparently they put him on a tether and, had it so that as soon as the International Space Station crew opened up the hatch, they saw this thing as the first thing they saw, like attached to a tether. So they definitely follow this sort of thing. They enjoy this game and they realize the amazingness of it. So. Yeah, I have shout out to the 6 watching right now. That's certainly not the one that everyone seems to be, not everyone, but you know who, or as we say in Canada, who's saying those sorts of things and obviously clearly proven wrong. But then again, just another reminder that yes, I am the most intelligent man in the community, and clearly these astronauts are in my league. So, very cool article. Check it out on space.com. I'm not going to bore you with all the details and stuff. It's a really cool article, regardless. This is the Starliner, Boeing Starliner here. There's Jeb, and yeah, check that shit out. Very cool stuff. There was a few other things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so this bullshit now. So they rolled this the SLS. Program out, the Space Launch System, out to the launch platform, probably about a month ago. The motherfucker took about 10 hours to get to its launch, spot. They were doing testing and shit, and things fucked up again. This is already in the billions of dollars, costing American taxpayer money. Still no viable way to get to the moon. And or even get a lander there, because this is the first block. What they've got to do is test this, make it work so you can send a capsule around the moon, and then they're going to have to upgrade it so it's bigger, and it has right there. That's where the capsules. What's the command capsule? Well, there's the command capsule. The service capsule is right here. Has rockets and shit connected. This is going to be a lot larger to house a lander that does not exist, a lander that that Jeff Bezos tried to propose, got rejected. That fucking, there's another company, Dynetics. They had a lander that they proposed, rejected. The only thing that looks viable, at least right now, is the lunar lander spaceship, the one that Elon Musk is now trying to develop, or is currently developing and stuff. They still have to do a full launch into orbit and then atmospheric deceleration. We've seen these things land already after launch, and it is a very unique craft, obviously. So apparently they're going to roll it back out, I believe, in early June. Yeah, there we go, early June. Wasn't even reading the fucking headline. But yeah, early June for a potential July launch, maybe. But it's fucking pathetic. This program has been delayed so often. This is what you get when you're dealing with, because there's no race right now. So obviously these companies can take their time and bilk the taxpayer out of all this money, and there's no rush. Meanwhile, people like Elon Musk are forcing them to accelerate because, they're competitive, because they're, capitalists, basically. So here's another story. China's Mars rover is hibernating through the harsh red planet winter. They landed one, I think, over a year ago, a lander. And yeah, I think they were the third country to land a probe onto the planet. This is a funny story. Rocket exhaust pollution in upper atmosphere might affect Earth's climate. Really? It already has been doing so for the last 70 years. Even jet planes and such, the particulates that are ejected from their engines are causing a dimming of the light from the sun. They're causing massive pollutants. They're causing degeneration of, all different sorts of life. They have affected the ozone layer in the past, and it's pathetic to think that you think somebody driving a car is going to be the big problem. Meanwhile, all these rocket launches certainly are putting a lot of these pollutants are highly, highly deadly to humans. SpaceX, this is another one I want to cover. SpaceX captured an image of the moon. They launched 59, I believe. 59, was it 53? Starlink satellites. And basically just right before, the this launch tracking camera basically captured this image of the moon. So, funky. Very cool stuff. But yeah, there it is, launching, so forth. Very majestic. There's the first look of Starliner at the station. And yeah, all right, so that's it. And now let's just go to the game itself. We're going to try a few things. Skibbity-bop. Yeah, there we go. All right, so in dedication to it's the man with two first names who wanted to see some Kerbals and said that he really enjoyed it. We're going to do that. So we have many possibilities that we can do. Oh, there's Costanza. So, any suggestions? Because we can do just about anything. We have already a saved amount of rockets here. I hear this is one of many people's favorites, Rose's cock rocket. Be setting up satellites, or we could create a totally new. I made this one called Elon's Musk. Let's see what this one looked like again. Oh, this was the lander, I think, right? Yes, this is one that I tried to make land, and I don't think it went very well, but it's still fun to fly. Let's see. I'm feeling creative. Let's make a new capsule here. So new. Let's make Russian style, I guess. Let's see. What are we gonna call it? Two first names. And we'll give him a single capsule here. There we go. And we're going to try to make this like a Russian Soviet style capsule. So first and foremost, electricity. I believe that too big. This one. There we go. Actually, no. I think it already has charge. We're gonna attach an additional battery to that. We're gonna need some solar panels. Put them on both sides. There we go. And let's see what else. Okay, so we need a heat shield. Where's our thermal? There we go. Oh, that's a lot bigger than what we need. Must be this one. There we go. All right. It's going to protect us. We need a decoupler. There we go. That'll eject us, and we're going to need parachutes as well. So, so utility. Actually, we'll pick a. Actually, with the drogue, oh, it's too big. Parachute. That should suffice. Should suffice. But we may want to add an additional parachute just in case. Okay, so let's add this. There we go. Our staging is correct. We're going to save again. And yeah, we're going to make it Soviet style. All right, so we need fuel tanks. Nope, that's not the one. Right. That's for a plane. We need to look for liquid fuel with oxidizer. Nope. There we go. Oh, too big. There's a smaller one. I just can't seem to see it. All right, so liquid fuel, liquid fuel. Oh, there it is. All right. All right. What we want actually is a smaller unit there. So it'll just be for ensuring that we can just be in orbit 20. Do we want that? It's a little small. 60. There we go. We're actually going to have to get... Where's command control? This, and we'll get, oops, did I miss them? I'm looking for, there we go, these guys. Oops, that's too big, too small, just right. All right. And that'll give us a lot of RCS fuel. And we'll position them here. That should be enough to move us around. Whoops, went to the wrong window. Also, it's Victoria Day here in Canada, so happy Victoria Day if you celebrate it. All right, so now we're going to attach this. This might be a problem. These things might rip off. And I don't want to put a decoupler on it just because it's... Yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll just add flat panels and hopefully they won't fall off. Alright, good. So, we want a stronger rocket here, stronger rocket engine. Basic jet engine, no. Too big. One of these ones will be good. 240, 215. No, there we go, perfect. All right, so we need another decoupler. We're going to get another one of these fuel tanks here. We want that? Yeah. We want that. We're going to add another one. And now we're going to add a strong rocket engine at the bottom there. So 205, 167. Okay, these are the ones that we're going to want. Actually, hold on. Maybe this one. 9, yeah, but yeah, okay, we'll use that one. That's actually very, very powerful. We'll save that. Now we want those Soviet-style boosters. They're not really boosters, they're fuel tanks. Alright, so, again, more fuel tanks. Go back to our favorite one here. Actually, we want to prep these first. So, actually, we can just clone them, actually, now to think of it. Alright, let's do that. And what we want to do, we'll keep saving. Those are decouplers. We want 4 of these. Okay, so blue. That should be, yeah, hold on. That should be good. All right, so let's see here. Let's get this attached. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's good. That's looking good. Well, it's actually off, so not so good. So let's just adjust this now that they're all mounted properly. Okay, now we're good. All right, height of the engines, not too happy with that. There we go. Nice and even. Save that. Shout out to the 9 viewers and all the hate watchers out there. Now, aerodynamics, because we're going to make the nose cones just like the Russians. See how they use these types of nose cones, right? Where they're sort of angled. Let's see if I can get this fucking... Sometimes it's hard to... Yeah, there we go. But we just have to orient them in the appropriate manner. Let's see if that's going to be possible. Oh. Yeah. Yar! Look at that. That's exactly like a Soviet-style rocket. But we want to make sure that when we eject these, and actually we're going to add some more struts because down here there's not enough protection, so they'll start to wobble and hit into the main core. So structural, we need our struts, and we've got this duplicated now, so all we'll do is attach all of these straight to the fuselage. There we go. And just in case, we're gonna attach the other side to the main fuselage. There we go. All right, perfect. Save again. Well, because the hate watchers want to be acknowledged, Louis le 17e. You know, they feel desperate and they're lonely people. They got nothing better to do. And again, I'm enjoying myself just playing space. And, you know, there are people that apparently enjoy this too. Or they really don't have much to do on a Monday afternoon and are just hate watching. But regardless, I'm having fun, and some of you are too. So, next thing to do here is, and this thing is going to be unwieldy. I'm almost sure of it, but it's worth a shot. What do we need? We need focus here. Well, I find satisfaction in just reminding them how much I live rent-free in their mind, how much they despise me, how much they hate that they can't humble me or control me. And, yeah, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. All right, so what do we got? There was one more thing I was supposed to... Oh, the staging, yes. It's obviously very important. So let's finish up here by adding our launch towers. All right, good, perfect. Um, all right, staging time. So first things first, we need the engines to rocket. That's going to be first. Then, as soon as they're going, and that has to include that third one there. We have that one, or the fifth one, I should say. Rocket. Then these release. Then those release. Yep. Then we have a release of that. That rocket goes. Another release. Another rocket goes. Final separation and ejection of parachutes, which I think I'm going to separate because I don't want them both going off at the same time for a particular reason. And we'll see whether or not that was a valid reason when we finally attempt our landing. Speaking of which, this Starliner thing is going to do something that hasn't been done in a long time in America for American-type orbital vehicles, is to land on land. A lot of these capsules, were designed or were eventually determined that they best land in sea. So, for example, the SpaceX capsule, they were trying to develop it so that it could land on land with its own rockets. It just wasn't viable. So they scrapped that and designed it so that it would, or redesigned it so that it would land in the sea with the assist of parachutes to slow it down and so forth. This Starliner is going to actually have to use airbags to stop it. Now the Russians don't use airbags. Their shit lands on land. But what they do is they have just about and they use parachutes, but just about as it's supposed to, as it's hitting the land, it's firing off these massive rockets that only last for, I think, a second or two, but it's sufficient enough to slow it down that they're not going to get killed. They still apparently they really feel that landing, and they've got each seat for each astronaut in a Soyuz craft is custom made for them, custom made for their size, their weight, and all that. And they've got shock absorbers into these seats so that even when it does hit land, there's supposed to be some compensation, and you don't end up breaking your back. So some very interesting aspects in engineering when it comes to developing these sorts of things. So I don't believe that we're going to need a tail or any sort of surface devices to control our ascent and so forth. But you know what? Actually, nah, there's no way I can do that. I was thinking of actually making these run first and then run this. This is actually going to be a very powerful rocket, to be honest. All right, fuck it. Let's throw challenge and chance to the wind. Oh, I'm very content, Louis. Very content. In fact, I think I did a bang-up job the other day when I interviewed J-Man from KC, and as well as the new show that I started with Tex. So I'm having fun with that stuff. Great content and great replay value, as always. All right, so apparently Tommy NC volunteered. So let's try to keep you alive, Tommy. I know that you've died multiple times, but that's one of the glitches of the game, I guess, or at least this version of the game, is that you just keep coming back. So it's not a bad thing. Now, we have been given permission from Mission Control to launch. Shout out to the lovely Ms. Cora in the chat. So, permission granted from Mission Control. Space Command has been advised of our launch. So, we're going to initiate our SAS, which is our computer. Increase our throttle to 66%. And consider this. These engines are equivalent to what was used on the Apollo space program on the Saturn V. So they're extremely powerful. And, we should have tested this out without a manned crew, but hey, here we are. So, launching in 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition. Wow. Yeah, I knew there was going to be some problems. Shake it, Tommy, shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid. Oh, whoa. Come on, you can do it, Tommy. Oh, Tommy. Oh. Oh, you know what? I do remember what I forgot. There was supposed to be... Let's, hold on. Revert flight. There we go. Revert to the assembly building. I knew there was a problem. I don't know how I'm going to fix the wobble there. I'll have to figure something out there. Might have to make it smaller. But these things are supposed to eject, and they're going to need the use of these guys, the little Cybertrons, so that they shoot away from the ship, or from the main core, I should say. So let's increase to 4. Oops. And then got to make sure the nozzle is pointed in the right direction. Yeah. That should be enough. I'm wondering about the wobbling here. Maybe I'm going to have to use a smaller core. Okay, so there's that. What's here? This is that. What? Hold on. Oh, there's the engine. Okay. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going to have to use something smaller here. Way too large. Plus, I think I've got enough oomph to get this into orbit regardless. So maybe this one? I'm going to play it conservatively, and we're just going to go with something like this. Should be sufficient, really. I do over engineer things, but better safe than sorry, rather than having your entire shuttle team be destroyed, not once but twice. Hey, NASA. So Louis says, I'd suggest for astronauts or cosmonauts for the USSR sycophant to exit the vessel upon re-entry and parachute safely to Earth. Yes. Yes. Something to stiffen the rocket, yes. Indeed. Indubitably. Quite. Rather. Many things I could say as your first drama emperor. But now I am at mission control. So, activate SAS. Increase throttle to 66%. And we have permission to launch. You idiot, Dave. I didn't fucking stage it properly. Good job. I'm wasting these good people's times. Alright, so there's our... We certainly don't want those going off at launch. So, these have to go off basically when these guys eject. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Nope. There we go. So these should be in the same stage as that. There we go. That should be it. There we go. So yeah, and yeah, perfect. In fact, it should. I don't like adding more to this, but fuck it. Let's do it anyways. But problem is, you're putting a spin on this. If you don't have it even, you're ejecting this and then you're putting a spin on it. But fuck it. Luis says, is it possible to launch from a higher location or airlifted to a higher altitude? Higher location, you mean like more northerly spot? Or are you talking about, can I literally launch a space plane and then launch a rocket off that to get into orbit? Because if the latter's the question, then yes, you can do that. You want me to launch a vehicle into space using a plane? Yeah, absolutely, it's possible. Shout out to it's Steve Callan in the chat. All right, well, third time's a charm, as they say. So activate SAS. Increase throttle to 66, and we are go. And let's see if we are unwieldy this time. Looks like we are. I should have locked the gimbals. That might be the issue, but forget about it. Forget about it. No, 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 no. Oh, the Russians are known for their incompetency, so. Alrighty, fine. We'll do this once more. Revert the flight to the launch assembly building. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to lock the gimbals on those engines. We're going to only allow the middle engine to control any sort of direction. So, locked. Yeah, good, good. So the 4, and let's see this one. The middle, not. It's free. Good, perfect. Save it again. Launch. Oh yes, so yeah, you can definitely do that. I've done that before. You make it's not very difficult to make an actual space plane. So you could just make a space plane, launch into orbit, launch a satellite, and then, you know, land. Or you can just make a plane that is, you know, just a launcher and get up to a very, you know, because you need a very quick acceleration so that you can get this thing into orbit, because you need orbital speed to do so, which I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it's about 15,000 miles per hour. I'd have to look up the exact number, but all right. So stabilize again with our SAS, increase throttle to 66, and launch, and launch. All right, well, this seems a little bit better. Yeah, substantially so far. Let's see how we're doing here. Really rising up. Holy shit. Oh, no, no, no. I shouldn't fucking try to adjust that. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is definitely very unwieldy, so we're going to have to add some sort of control surfaces, which in layman's terms are basically fins or something like that, that would control your ability to stay in line. So, let's see here. Yeah, we have several problems apparently today, Louis. Several problems, and I think I'm one of them. You know, I'm spread so thin. I'm supposed to be director of mission control. I'm head engineer. I'm head of PR. I'm also planning the fake moon landings. Like, there's so much that I've got to be in control of. It's very, very challenging. So, I'm going to smoke a bowl here. Happy 420 to you, as of more than an hour ago. But regardless, we are going to put a little control surface on these boosters here. Well, stages. They're not boosters. I'm going to keep reminding myself that. But okay, so these guys here, these little winglets, should be sufficient to give us at least a lot more control. Although these do move around, and I do like solid surfaces, as they can provide more stability. That's way too big. Problem is that I don't want them to see they're touching the fucking tower. What if I was to put these guys down here? There you go, 4. And then have these guys up here. There we go. There we go, me hearties. Alright, looking very symmetrical. Love it. Alright, well, let's give it a shot. One more time. And again, I haven't seen the man with 2 first names in the chat. Only at the beginning. But this one's for you. Alrighty, so SAS engaged again. That's the launch. We're going to have to turn, basically, if we want to get an equatorial orbit. At this speed, though, it's can be a problem. You don't want to float because, like I did last time, it kind of threw things off. These fins are definitely helping though. And we are going through this thickest part of the atmosphere, but here's the problem now. Look at how far we're going to go up. Like, oh, yes, excellent. Okay, so they didn't crash into us. See, there's the spin. There's the spin I was telling you about. Dangerous and stupid shit. This stage is also depleted, so we're going to eject that. Looks like, yes. Hold on, did it? Yeah, it succeeded in releasing properly. Problem is, again, you want to get to 100 kilometers. This is at 300 now. So, and imagine if you start to fall down at this speed, you're going to probably burn up unless you can slow down sufficiently. Whoops, that was not what I wanted. That's what happens when you press tab. Whoops. And again, when you press tab inadvertently. There we go. So, go back here. Now, these engines are obviously way too powerful for what we did. If we wanted to use this as a boost to get to another planet, yeah, certainly would. But we have an issue here. We're going to have to correct it, obviously. So it's waiting for the stage to initiate. So reduce that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into, let's see here, where's our prograde? Prograde is the direction of the orbit. Oh, well, prograde's still this way. No, we want normal, I believe. Or am I pointing at the pole? I think I'm pointing at the pole. Radial in. Not. Okay, yeah. I think this is the one. So I think we're going to have to aim about here. Why is it not? Stop it. See how our orbit's working out here. See, that's what we want. We want it to reduce, but also sort of spread. But we're not at the right angle, though. We want... Oh, we are at 90. Okay. See, again, you see how we're now straightening up? That 90 degrees is basically the equator. That's what we want. Oh, and we're out of fuel already? Ha ha. Greatly engineered there, Dave. Great. All right, so we're going to eject this portion. We're going to activate RCS so that we can scoot away. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. And let's see here. We're going to activate our engine. And let's see how our orbit is changing. It's reducing, good, but it's also elongating. And yeah, we do want a water landing. We can possibly survive a land landing, but or landing on land. Too much redundancy. But it would be safer this way. All right, so let's see what we got here. Still pushing. We're going to try to... there we go. That should get us... yeah. We're going to use our stage up anyways. And we'll get a much more shallow descent. So we're going to go into the opposite direction here. And actually, this is usually the best this way. All right, so we got a stage here that we need to eject, and we're going to shoot it this way. We're going to want to try to slow ourselves down. We still have fuel from our RCS, our monopropellant, so we might as well try to use it up. More weight obviously means more mass, and more mass means higher accelerations. So we're going to shoot in the opposite direction, so retrograde, as they say. Are we in the right direction? I'll just put it straight up, retrograde. We should start to see this decrease. No, we're not. Why is it not decreasing here? You can see the direction of our movement, and through obviously the way that we're orbiting. But this should be slowing us down. Well, I guess the speed that we're accelerating to the planet might just be too strong. But hey, let's just try to use whatever we can. See, we're at about 225 kilometers, so we still have a long way to go. And obviously we're going to be hitting the atmosphere around here, so that's when we're going to get the most heat. And that's why we want to get this stage off or it'll blow up. We've got a heat shield at the bottom of our capsule, so that'll at least keep us alive. And we do have an ocean landing, it looks like, so that's good, and not too far off the coast of Kerbal Space Center. But yeah, we're accelerating quite quickly now. So rather than waste any more time, we're just going to, let's do this. There we go. There's the ejection of that. And we want to shoot it down because we don't want to shoot it in front of us, because as it starts to hit the atmosphere first, it'll be shot out in front of us. As it starts to hit the atmosphere first, it'll slow down and then bash into us. And we certainly don't want that. So now that we're oriented in the appropriate direction, we can give this guy a good view of space. So Tommy, he wants to view the inside, looking around. Oh, wow. Stay positive, universe. What does that say? I don't know how to read. I can see one thing I recognize. Food. What do you mean not food? Alright, so we have Tommy approaching the atmosphere here. We are increasing in speed. And hopefully he will survive. So now we're at 137 kilometers and falling. Tommy looks like he's having fun. Perhaps I will do as Louis suggested and do a, well, it's really Vostok as opposed to Soyuz, but do a Vostok capsule type where technically the person, in the capsule had to eject and then parachute to the ground because the systems weren't effective enough to slow it down so that the guy didn't, get bashed into bits inside. But it tells you a lot that I'm the only person playing Kerbal Space Program, because it's certainly not a difficult game. It's challenging, but not difficult. It's easily available, and, well, it doesn't take a genius to play, but apparently there are some people that lack that simple ability. Now, all right, so we are now entering the atmosphere. We're going to probably see this thing start to heat up. There it goes, yep. And this is obviously going to get a lot into a lot thicker atmosphere. And we're going to reach terminal velocity at one point, and now obviously we're starting to fall. So it is now starting to decelerate, but we are at 22 kilometers. This thermal, wow, this is really shaking this thing up. But we should be able to decrease speed. Oh shit, we are at the threshold here. We don't want to eject this parachute too soon, and it's still not able to because it was affected by the thermals. But now, normally you want it 10 kilometers, so we're a little short there. This is attempting to slow us down. And don't know if it's fully opened yet. But we're going to open up the second one here. But yeah, this should be sufficient now to keep us from becoming splat there on the surface. But yeah, you can see there's the separation, the stage that we separated. It's fairly close to us, actually. So it's a very good thing that we actually chose to eject it at the trajectory that we did, because we could have easily hit it. So at about 1,000 kilometers, these parachutes would fully open up, and we'll see our speed diminish gradually to hopefully about 0.5 meters per second or 5 meters per second. Yeah, 5. So at least we got Tommy back safe and sound, but certainly the rocket needs an entire rehaul, or in fact we just need to scrap the entire thing and just make a new one, because it clearly did not meet the standards necessary to get us into orbit and, you know, showcase our great technology. But yeah, like I was talking about earlier, great stories in the news regarding what's going on with space, and you know, if you're into that sort of thing, you know, it's definitely worth checking out. The Hubble Space Telescope is still functional. Some recent photos came out from that. James Webb Telescope continues to be fine-tuned. I believe the end of the fine-tuning should be in July, but they're just testing its ability to handle different levels of heat. And then basically I believe it was by the fall, by the autumn, that it's going to be in full operation, and we're going to finally start to get a big inflow of all images that have been taken. So I'm looking forward to that personally. Excuse me. So yes, as I said earlier, I hope all Canadians are having a great Victoria Day weekend and a Victoria Day today. And to you Americans, I hope you have a great Memorial Day next Monday. So tonight's Monday, and I certainly don't watch Monday Night Raw, but I know that some of you might. Don't believe there's any streams going on tonight. Could be wrong. Tomorrow is Less Than Serious on Drew's channel. Casey is going to sing to his mother in his underwear. And I still protest such a decision, but it's clear that the court might be corrupt. And he certainly doesn't deserve that, nor does his mother. But yeah, that's on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm not too sure what's going on, but Thursday, that's when you're going to have episode 2 of Hard Right with me and Tex. And yeah, a lot of good stuff, recent stuff, relevant stuff that's in the news is going to be discussed. And yeah, you're going to hear the truth there on Thursdays at 9 p.m. or a little after. And there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember. But at least we got Tommy back. That's great. He's ready for his next assignment, going to Hollywood. All right. Well, what do you say, Louis? Do you want me to make a launcher based on an aircraft? Because I can easily do that. Put a satellite into space if you want. It's not that difficult. Just got to get a plane that can reach good speeds and can also carry the load. Well, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can use another shout out to Tommy. Where was it? The Fedora 101. This thing can get up to some very, very high speeds. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach a a probe on here. Well, a rocket that's basically going to get into orbit, I guess. If you want to see the capabilities of this. And I don't even know if it'll work, but I know I can get fast enough for this thing to launch something. Hopefully it won't crash into it, but it's the rocket itself that needs to be able to get it up into space. So I need to be able to produce something that will do so. Because look at this. This is oops. This could work. But I'm gonna have to make this in the vehicle assembly building and then add it in. That's a cool thing, is you can switch. You can design a vehicle in one place, like here, and then move it into here. So let's get a little mini satellite set up. So this will be called yeah, we'll just name it after you, Louis le 17e. And why is it not typing? Hello? Oh, because I haven't picked the fucking... Hey, I should be able to name it first. Fuck you guys. So we need something small enough that would be good for a satellite. No, that's the one. Yeah, it's the smallest one possible. It'll be like a microsatellite. There we go. We'll save that real quick. Now we're gonna need battery power and so forth, blah 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 blah. So I just want to check one thing. This has a charge of 5. We need a battery on here. We need solar panels and other ways to, generate electricity. So got this pack here. This has 100 charge, so that's good. We want a photovoltaic panel. I think we'll put 2 on there. And it should be able to rotate on its own. It's got enough charge for that. Just wondering if there's something else I'm going to add here. I could add experiments, but they don't. I mean, in sandbox mode, they really don't mean anything. They don't do anything. But they've got the barometer, gravioli detector, which just detects different sorts of mass cons, or what's called mass concentrations. I don't know, Louis. What do you say? What would you like with your satellite? We're gonna need to make a decoupler here. Where's the smallest one? I think it's this one. Yeah. All right. I'll just add 2 of these guys. There we go. All right, so what we're going to want to do now, just for aesthetic purposes, we're going to add an antenna. There we go. And now we're going to create the coupler. So let's see, smallest one, I believe, yeah. No. There we go. Oof. It's way too big. It's not gonna work. Hmm. Okay. Okay, let's be creative. So, we're gonna need something to protect this. Some small little nose cone. Nope, smaller. Where's the small one? There's this one, yeah. That'll eject, and hopefully these batteries won't rip off. Okay, so that'll eject first. No. Well, do we want that? Sure, we'll leave it at that. First, and then second. We need our tanks here. Nope. Where was that? There's supposed to be ones this small, but for rockets. That's weird. Alright, well, I'll have to figure something out here. Nope, that's not it. Okay, well, I'll have to use a bunch of these little... Hope this, let me just see here. Well, definitely a challenge. Well, I'm committed. Let's see. How are we going to do this? That should be sufficient, but we'll see if it's not. We need an engine to push this. That'll be good enough. Not much of a thrust, but I don't like that either. What kind of thrust is 120? Way too big. Way too big. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to use these. And yeah, fuck it. Let's see. Let's see where we get with this. So we're gonna leave this now. Hold on. Real great, Casey. Going live over me. Real great. Alright, so let me get back to the game because it just closed on me here. There we go. Alright. Go back to the spaceplane hangar. Gonna open up the Fedora 101. We might even have Tommy fly it with Hamza. But we're gonna actually we're going to load this, and we're going to save it as 102, because now we have I'll call it 102 CV, carrier vehicle. All right, so next up is couplers. And I think this one will be good to keep the stage separated at a good distance from the craft. We don't want it crashing into it. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so we want that not to go off first. Damn it. Did I not? Hold on. You gotta bring in... I forgot about this. You gotta actually save it as a sub-assembly. So... bear with me. So we'll open up, where is it? Louis. There you go. Now we want to save this into our sub-assemblies. So where's our sub-assemblies? Right there. This is our device. Trying to drop it here, but it won't. Okay, weird. Why isn't it moving now? Okay, weird. Okay, well, I'll try something else. We're going to open up Fedora 102 CV, and we'll say open with, here's the stuff from the vehicle assembly building. So the one I just built, Louis, we're going to want to merge this. There we go. That's what I needed. Why it won't let me attach it is question. That doesn't work. Oh, come on. Ugh. Why did it has to do this? I don't know. Just wanted to show the great things about this game. I mean, come on. Ugh. I don't think I can get this attached. No. God damn it. Yeah, fuck it. Oops. Clicked on the wrong window again. I won't save. I don't know. That does disappoint me. I've got to redesign this. I was hoping to just be able to pull it off. But something's fucky. And certainly not doing what it's supposed to do. And yes, a little disappointing. But I'll figure something out. There are different ways that you can engineer this, and I could have a drop bay and other things. But I like playing this game. it's a challenge sometimes when you try to accomplish something and it doesn't work. It feels great to be able to succeed in something that you put a lot of effort in, and it's fun to honestly just talk about this stuff for me. Now, if that's something that people don't like, okay, don't watch, fine. But I could talk about this, obviously for hours. And there are people out there that not only appreciate it, they like what I talk about. And like the man with two first names, he was saying that this is his favorite content that I make. So obviously that makes me feel good. And again, if to me it comes so easy to play this game and he enjoys it, great. I'm not offended that there's only one person watching or whatever. You know, again, I play this game for fun and I stream for fun. So people can take it as they want. We've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. Not bad, but I've done longer and stuff. But I don't know. I'm just a little deflated right now from this because I put these things together, and maybe it's again this version that I have is a little wonky. I'm a little deflated from being able to do something in the past and not be able to present it. Imagine a salesman like, "Oh, this is the greatest car ever. Let me show you," and it won't even fucking start. Okay, so a little deflated, but it happens. It's happened in the past and stuff, and it's fun to play. And also, it challenges me because I think, okay, well, where did I fuck up? Where how could I have designed this better? Is there another strategy that I could be using or thinking about to make it function? And eventually I end up working it out, just like when I got, well, there was a lot of instances in the Kerbals and stuff where eventually with a little bit of persistence I was able to get a moon lander onto the moon, locate certain things, blah, 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 blah. So, or accomplish certain feats. So, that to me, that's fun. So, hey, whatever. I don't know. If anyone wants to call in, I guess I'll take calls. I don't know. Maybe somebody does. Maybe somebody doesn't. But I'm gonna wrap it up basically, since yeah, we played for a bit. Need to totally throw out that first rocket that I made, and rethink my methods of engineering airplanes that launch satellites. But I'm sure there's somebody streaming at this moment. You always find streams, period. I might go back and listen to one of the shows that I did recently with Tex and J-Man, just because they were great, and as always, great replay value. But yeah, I had fun. I had fun at least trying. Didn't work out for the best, but it happens. Happens to the best of us. And it seems to be also my version of civilization seems to be fucking up as well. Because after those freeze-ups that I experienced, I've been just experimenting. Okay, well, how far will the game go? Because I've finished the game. I've saved the game, gone back, finished. No problems. Now there's problems. It could be the game's corrupted. Might need to download it again. Don't know. But yeah, a little disappointing. But yeah, there's games that I can play, and there's always streams that I can do on other things. So I'm sure you'll be seeing me around. On that note, look for me on other shows, obviously, and especially for this Thursday for Hard Right episode 2. Truly shaping up to be probably the most hard-hitting and honest show in the community, where people actually have the guts to speak the truth. So, on that note, I am Devious Dave Rose, and we shall see you next time.